what's going on, YouTube? What's going on, wealth builders? Hopefully, everybody's having a great day. In this video, I want to talk about two different types of income. I know the thumbnail is showing one income, and that's passive income, but I'm also going to talk about earned income and how it can affect or have a huge impact, and why you should take a good, hard look at starting right now. If you don't already have it, start finding a way to get some passive income. And it's not as hard as people make it sound. And in this video, I'm going to describe some different ways you can get passive income. I'm going to talk about some of the passive income that I have, and we're going to keep it short, simple, and to the point. And the importance of this video is just to get everyone in the mindset of when something happens, we're going to be ready. Hey, welcome to Investing with Rod, everyone on this channel. We talk about stocks, we talk about crypto, we talk about exchange traded funds, but more importantly, we talk to everyone about investing on a budget. Do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up, hit the like button, share the channel out, tell someone about it, tell them that you have a guy that's breaking it down and just a regular, everyday dude. At the end of the day, it's all about what? You know what time it is. Let's get paid, baby. And with that being said, let me go ahead here. And sometimes I like to put things in my own words, but right now, when it comes to passive income, I want to read something verbatim. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And as you can see, passive income is valuable for building wealth, achieving financial freedom, and increasing financial security by reducing your dependence on a single job. Now, I'm going to break this article down. I can't tell you how many people I know, including myself, that depended on a single job. Now, you have some people that may have multiple jobs. It may be a financial thing. They may be planning for something, or they just may like working, but the average person has a single job. Well, passive income will reduce your dependence. If you only have one, you only want to have one like I did, it will reduce that dependency. Once established, these income streams generate revenue with minimal ongoing effort, freeing up your time and providing financial stability all at the same time. Now, I'm going to scroll up a little bit here. Actually, I'm going to scroll down. The key here is minimal. It doesn't say you don't have to do anything. And in some cases, you don't. It just depends on what you choose, but minimal. You're not going to have to report anywhere every day. You're not going to have to say yes and no when it comes to passive income. Now, let me stop right here. Let me bring myself back up. This is something I rarely do on this channel, but let me bring myself back up. And I'm going to talk about earned income and passive income. Earned income is when you have a job or some type of revenue coming in and you're doing something continuously, earning that income. That's why they call it earned income. Now, passive income can be considered earned income, but passive income is when you are really, as they just said, minimal effort. Let's say I'm going to use one of the biggest examples when I think about this channel: stocks or ETFs and dividends. When you receive dividends, that's just passive income that's being deposited into your account. Now, whether you have dividends reinvested or you're letting them build up in a separate account or your main account in the cash portion, that is solely up to you. But every month, every quarter, semi-annually, annually, and in some cases nowadays weekly, you can have passive income coming in via stocks or exchange traded funds. Before I go any further, I am not a financial advisor. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. Yes, I have a degree in business with a minor in finance, but I am not a fiduciary. You need to make sure you do your own research before you invest any of your money. I don't invest any money for anyone other than Rod. What I do is show people some of the knowledge I may have, some of the things I'm looking at, but you need to make sure you make an informed decision. Now, with that being said, back to the regular scheduled program. All right, so Financial freedom and independence. Let's talk about that. One of the things it does is it breaks the 9 to 5 cycle. Passive income can help you escape the continuous cycle of trading time for money. It provides financial breathing room by generating money even when you are not actively working. So I'm going to break this down. Now, if you're used to a 9 to 5, a lot of times people want to take a vacation, but I've been there. I've done it. I've done it on both ends of the spectrum. I couldn't afford to take a vacation. Not that I didn't have money to go, but if I was gone, I wasn't going to make any more money. I didn't have any vacation time. Okay, the other end of the spectrum, I was in a position where I had money and was making good money, but I felt like I always had to be at work because I wanted to keep that money coming. I wanted to keep that earned income. And I can tell you right now, if you get to a point, hopefully it never happens, this happened to me, and you lose your job and you have a pile of money because you've been following investing with Rod, but you have no revenue coming in, no passive income, and no other earned income, you're going to be in a world of hurt eventually, because I don't care. If you have a cup and you're pouring water out and you don't have a way where water is continuously coming into that cup, eventually that cup is going to be empty. Moving on. It enables early retirement. I can tell you, man, I'll let y'all, I'm going to read it. It's a steady flow of income in case you want to speed up your journey to retirement. Retirement is not what it's all cracked up to be unless you just worked hard all your life. I've worked since I was 15, man, but I'm bored already and I've been retired for 2 years. So increases flexibility. I'm going to highlight this one because this one here is probably the most important. With passive income covering your expenses, you have the flexibility to make choices about how you spend your time. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't mean you have to have passive income and quit your job. There were years, decades where I had both. I had earned income and I had passive income, continuously building up the revenue for later on an emergency, a rainy day, a snowy day, a day where the sun wasn't shining, or partly cloudy. I'm not the weatherman, but y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. Now, this can enable you to travel, spend more time with your family, or pursue passions without worrying about a paycheck. When I first joined the Navy, one of the biggest issues that I had was I always use this phrase, I had to count pennies while I was seeing the world. I was in Japan, I was in Malaysia, I was in Indonesia, Australia, but I had to budget my money because I wasn't making a lot. Now, if I had passive income, now we're talking earlier in my Navy career, if I had passive income, I would have been able to see these exotic places, the Thailands, the Hong Kongs, and not worry about this excursion or what I wanted to do. So put yourself in a position, man. And moving right along, when you do have different income streams, notice I said when you do have different, I've already said diversify. Relying on a single source of income like a job is risky. Same thing, man. If you have only one passive income and one job, and that passive income you have doesn't pan out and your job doesn't pan out, diversification is key. I don't think that there's too many different. Look at I'll just say Magic Johnson. Man, I think I was watching baseball last year. Magic was, I didn't even know he owned part of the Dodgers. Then he had part of the Lakers and he sold that, and he part owner of this, and maybe he's still part of it. No, he came, I don't know. Then he went and got something to do with the Washington Commanders. This dude in every sport it is. But last time I checked, he only played basketball. But he owned or has minority ownership in football and baseball. Diversification. Passive income adds diversification, creating a financial safety net that can weather unexpected economic downturns or job losses. Now, unexpected. Let's talk about this. There were a couple of years ago, everybody was shook up, including myself. People didn't necessarily lose their job, but there were some unexpected economic downturns where people had to take off from their jobs for a little while and didn't know when they were going to be called back. But if you have passive income, that money is like that train, the engine that wish, not the one that wish they could, but the one that just said, I think I can, and choo choo and all that. You know what I'm saying? Provides a safety net. We talked about that. Helps against inflation. That's another thing, man. I want to talk about this one real quick, man. I don't want this to be a long, drawn out video, but I do want to talk about this important stuff. When you have a pile of money, there are not too many financial institutions in the world where your pile of money is keeping up with inflation. But if you have passive income and the right investments, and I'm not saying just stocks or crypto or ETFs, you may have real estate, you may have minority ownership in a baseball team, I don't know. But something that hedges against inflation. Let me read this. Many passive income streams, particularly those from investments in real estate, can grow with inflation. This helps to maintain your purchasing power over time, which your static salary may not do. Static meaning it ain't moving. Static electricity, when you try to pull two socks away from each other and they have static, and they stay stuck. It's not moving. I mean, eventually you got to tug and pull a little bit. I'm going to hit these here because we've talked about this here, and we're going to break this down in other videos. I don't want to make this too long. Accelerated wealth building. Man, if you have passive income, and I'm going to use this example. If you have a stock and say a company like Main Street Capital that pays a monthly dividend, and every month you're reinvesting those dividends, purchasing even more stock, it's creating a snowball effect. You're aggressively building savings. You increase your total monthly income. Passive earnings can help you build your savings and emergency funds more quickly because you can put the passive money on top of your money before you know it. Even if you don't choose to retire early, you can just have a job and do whatever you want to do. And then still, man, you go to work and they say, hey, we no longer require your services. All right. And then smile and walk out and go on vacation, go buy yourself something because you have passive income that you've accumulated. It facilitates compound growth. I just talked about that, the snowball effect. And if you have some debt, you could expedite debt repayment. You could use your extra passive income to make larger payments. If you have high interest debt, like I don't know, furniture, something that costs a lot, jewelry tends to cost a lot. If you finance something that was super extravagant and it had a high interest rate, man, there's nothing better than using money that you didn't work for. Your sweat, your non-sweat, your mental anguish, or your physical anguish, and just have money pouring in and being deposited into your account. It's a great feeling. More importantly, sometimes we don't know when the unexpected is going to happen. But here's a little note from Rod. If we act like every day when nothing's happening, when everything is good and we're smiling and the sun is shining, if we're preparing properly, as if the unexpected is happening, I'm not saying go throw all your money into an account and don't enjoy life, but take a slice of the pie, not the whole pie. Whatever you have left over, take a little slice of that, throw it over there and purchase. I'm gonna leave y'all with a story, and then we're gonna do our closing. Hopefully y'all made it to the end of this, and I may do it short in case y'all did. Yesterday I found a $20 bill. I was standing outside. It was raining, was raining. Looked on the ground. It was a wet $20 bill. Took it in. I didn't want to bring it in the house and drip water, so I put it in my garage, let it dry. Today, I couldn't wait, man. Today, I went to the bank, deposited at 20, walked outside, got in my car. Oh, and I thought of all kind of stuff I could buy. $20. Then it hit me. Well, you can't buy much. Or can you? But instead of trying to figure out if I was going to get some socks or, or a super happy meal for $20, I purchased some Main Street Capital, some Bank of America, some Bitcoin, and some SPYI or the NEOS SPY covered call ETF, $5 a pop to create more passive income. Hey, do me a favor if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, share with someone that could use this information. We will be coming at you soon, dropping more heat, dropping more fire, dropping more knowledge. As always, hope you have a blessed and prosperous day and the rest of the week. Shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, you're going to be amongst the stars, I can guarantee you. But those stars sure are brighter when you're enjoying them via passive income. Much love, y'all. Peace.